Hey YouTube, what's going on? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update on Litecoin and XRP. So those are the two we're going to go over today. I'm going to try to make it quick for you. I got to get on the road here. But guys, there's some key things that I'm looking at, and I wanted to point them out to you for Litecoin and XRP. So we're going to dig into this. If you guys like these, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Right now it is 8:47 a.m. Eastern Time. It is September 20th, 2019. Litecoin is down 1.2% today. We're at $75.90. So we're going to start out with Litecoin, then we'll get into XRP. So guys, first of all, what I want to point out with Litecoin. So we have had our nice little trend line break here. It was on a little bit more volume than what we've had. Still nothing crazy. Obviously, we'd like to see bigger volume like this type of volume over here, guys. But what's taken place for us is that we ran directly up into this resistance at $77.52. That's been a very strong resistance. But what happened was, guys, you could see yesterday's candle, we did not want to give up this 50-day moving average in pink here. So you see this really long wick. The bears drove us all the way down to about $72.55, and it was bought up by the bulls and pushed back up above this 50-day moving average in pink. Now today you can kind of see the same things happening. We got pushed down below it to $74.51. Now we're getting pushed back up above it. So today's candle close at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is going to be important for us today, because this would signify if we're going to lose that 50-day moving average or if we're still going to stay up above it and we're going to respect it. Because a lot of times, guys, just like you see over here, how we have a nice little move up, you're going to have 3 or 4 days of a retracement before you make the next move up. So what we're going to be patient with today is to see if this is just a little correction move where we have 2 or 3 days in this slight correction, and then we're going to power back up and try to make a higher high and see if we can get through that 77.52. Because you can see we wicked up to it even in this candle here. We wicked right up to it, and then the bears started pushing us back down. We ended up closing directly on that 77.52. And guys, you always want to look at support and resistance areas first. So what I like to do when I'm drawing my charts, I like to go support and resistance, and then I like to look at any type of trend lines, and I like to look at the moving averages, the price action, the candles, the Fibonacci. Those are the type of things that I'm looking for, because you can see how the trend was changing here. We were having lower highs and lower lows. Then we came up here. We still set a lower high, but we came down and we set a higher low. That was our first one. We had a bullish engulfing candle here. We got pushed back up, higher high, higher low, higher high. Now we're trying to see where this higher low is going to be, and then eventually to see if we can power back up and come up here and test maybe that 200-day EMA, which is going to be at $82.89. I think that's going to be very valuable for us. And you see over here, and what I'm doing is just trying to point this stuff out for you. Do you see over here how we had 3 days of a cool off? Over here we had about 3 days. Right here we're on our second day. So maybe today and maybe one other day we're going to cool down a little bit more so that we can cool down all the oscillators and then power back up and see if we can come up here and tackle that 200-day EMA. We really need to get back up above it, guys. We have not been back up above it since August 12th so far. It's kind of when we dropped down through, and then since then we've been trading below it. And we really want to get back up above that. Same deal like with the 50, how we're starting to get back up above that, guys. And you can see these moving averages, they're so important because of the fight that takes place on them. So you know that's a key overhead resistance or support depending on how you're looking at it. But right now, guys, this 50 in pink, you can see for the longest time it was acting as strong support for us. And then once we lost it and we broke down through here, just like this on heavy volume, we were trading beneath it for the longest time until we finally got back up above it again. So these are the things that I like to look for, and we are also dealing with a nice little cross here of our 12 EMA over top of our 26 EMA. Now it's crossed, but we have to wait to see if we get that follow through, that big volume. Like I said, if we have maybe another day of sell off, maybe today's the last day, we want to see big volume come in for the next move, because the 200-day is going to be very tough to try to get over for us there. That could act as strong resistance, guys, and that's what I'm going to be keeping my mind or my eye on. So that's what I'm looking for with Litecoin there, guys. Next one we're going to go to is XRP. And with XRP, we're at 29 cents right now. We're down 2.59%. Let's take a look here. All right, so with XRP, same deal. You can see how we're having these lower highs, lower lows until the trend started to change. And what I like to do is try to find the trends on the short term, then the intermediate term, then the longer term, because that's how they start. Like I've talked to you all about those rivers. First day you're going to start with like the stream, which is going to be your short term trend, and then your intermediate term trend is going to be more like a local river. and then you're going to have that big long-term trend, which is like the Amazon River, basically, guys. Once a big long-term trend gets moving, it's really hard to get it to reverse because it has so much momentum behind it. So now what we're trying to do is break that and turn this into our short-term uptrend. And guys, what I was looking at is some key Fibonacci levels for XRP as well. So we're going to go from our absolute low here, guys, the swing low to our swing high right there. And what we've done, we've fallen through the 0.236, which is fine. And then, guys, right now we're going to see if we can get a bounce off the 0.382, and that's at 29 cents. That's typically a strong area. If you're in a strong trend or it's changing like that and it's on big volume, a lot of times you will bounce off the 0.382. Then the next spot I'm going to look at is the 0.5 or the 50 right there, and that's going to be at 28 cents. That could also be a key area for us because that could be back testing this 50-day moving average, which is key. We broke through it on good volume, good candle closes, and guys, it's never a shock to come back and retest key areas that you've broken out from. Do you see this area? This was our overhead resistance at around 28 cents, and we broke up through that. We went up as high as about 33 cents, and now we're starting to have that 2, 3, 4, 5 day retracement, and we're going to have to see what happens where we start to get this bounce from, guys. But we have our 12 EMA crossing over top of our 26, which is good, and our 12 EMA is crossing over top of our 50. So a lot of guys right now say they miss this move. They're waiting to see where we're going to start to get that next higher low, so that therefore, guys, we can try to push up and make a higher high and go up there and tackle in white that 200-day EMA, which is going to be around 33 cents right there. And what I like to do here is just really look at the price action with you guys. We're going to get into a couple indicators next, but just really looking at this price action and how the short-term trend will first make its way, and then the intermediate, and then the longer term trend is what you're looking for. Next, I want to show you just a few indicators here with XRP. We're going to go into my favorites. Let's do the RSI first. With the RSI here, guys, you can see how we pushed up. We got over 70, which is overbought territory. So now we're just having that cool down or that retracement. We're at 60 on the RSI, and that's what I said. It's important to have these retracements or these cool downs. You wouldn't want XRP just to keep going straight up, guys, because most likely then it's just going to crash all the way back down. We want these healthy retracements, and we want to set these higher lows. It's so important to do that. So now basically our indicators and oscillators, they're cooling off now, which is a good thing. Next, we're going to look at our stock RSI. Stock RSI, you can see here's our bearish cross right up here, and it was taking place, guys, right in this area. What was nice, though, as this was taking place, guys, you can always look for divergence as well on the stock RSI, the MACD. Do you see how your price was going down? And your stochastic was actually going up. It was making higher lows. And I just did a video, guys. I just released it on divergence, bullish divergence. And you could see that that was the case here, which is very cool to see. That's the type of stuff that you want to look for. Okay, so now there still could be a lot more cooling off here, guys. We're at 80 and 90 for the stochastic RSI. So that's why I said back testing even this area down here around 28 would be great, because it's going to give our oscillators more time to cool off. We set that higher low. Old resistance becomes new support, and then we go up and we try to make that next higher high. That's what I'm looking for, at least, see if it happens. Next indicator we're going to look at is our MACD. All right, MACD, guys, also you can see how the histogram was starting to tick down there. We have not had a bearish cross, so that's not something of concern yet. We have not crossed down through, and sometimes you'll even go down a little bit, guys, then you'll pop back up. That happens a lot here. I mean, you can even see over here how we had 3 days where we went up, and then we went down a day, and then we climbed higher, then we went down, then we went up. So it's always a possibility for us to continue to move in the direction, even though the histogram could start ticking to the downside. Same with the upside. Then I wanted to show you the awesome oscillator. We'll get into this one. Alright, so with the awesome oscillator, what I like to use this for, guys, is just really looking and watching for that momentum. Do you see how the price was going down here and we are having higher lows coming in? And you can see this histogram, how it started to tick to the upside. And then, guys, this move finally got us to the upside. We had been below and on this negative side since the 30th of June. So it's significant that we're now starting to tick over. You know, guys, sometimes it can be just little short-term ticks like we had here, and sometimes it can last for a very long time. So that's what I wanted to bring you today, guys. I appreciate you being here with me. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you get something out of this. Appreciate you all being here with me today. God bless. Take care, my friends.